With Citrus TV Sports, I'm Eli Lesser, and I'm here with a very special guest. We have former Syracuse defender and current Orlando City SC and Canadian national team defender Kamal Miller. Kamal, how are you doing?
I'm good. How you doing, Eli? Thank you for having me on the show, and looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm very, very excited to have you on. One of the bigger names that have come out of Syracuse in the past few years, one of the many big names, but one of the biggest being an international team player. So it's very exciting to catch up with you and to talk with you about your time at Syracuse and your time since Syracuse.
Right.
So first of all, I just want to kick it off. How's your quarantine been? How's training been? How have you stayed in shape?
It's been a tough one. This is throughout my whole soccer career. This is really the first major crisis that has really affected my football, to not being able to train or not being able to see my teammates or games and things like that. So it's tough at first, but I think it just depends on the individual. As long as you can personally stay motivated and tuned in and ready to go for when things get better, that's all that matters. So personally, I've been training hard, eating well, and focusing on the little things during this time off.
So now I want to go back in time to before you came to Syracuse, when you were a high school player. What helped make your decision to choose joining the Syracuse Orange over a different route?
Um, I believe seeing some of the other big Canadian players go south of the border and having some success, that I definitely thought I could follow that path, and they made it pretty easy by the coaches having such trust in the Canadian players up north. So right away I felt that Syracuse was the best place for me, because it felt like a family, and some people that I knew in the past have gone and had success there as well.
Yeah, so speaking of the family, I want to kind of dive in a bit deeper about what that family was for you at Syracuse. What were maybe some of your favorite moments with some of those teammates of yours, or just being a Syracuse student in general?
Right. Yeah, it was great. I've had so many teammates that have gone through the program at Syracuse and have either gone on to play overseas or in the MLS or USL. Just so many players who really wanted to make the best for themselves, and right away I knew it was a program that looked to push their better players onto the next level. So some guys that stick out are obviously Miles, Skylar, Alex, Julian, so many, Tajon, Ryan, some guys younger than me as well. So just the family there is amazing, and we all share the same goals. Yeah.
Yeah, so what were some of your favorite moments on the field for the Syracuse Orange, maybe with some of those guys you mentioned?
Definitely my freshman year, we went to the Final Four. We won the ACC that year, I believe, as the 12th seed. So we played all our games on the road. Went to UNC. Went to so many places that we had no chance of winning. Most people thought, and we pulled it off. Won the final at Notre Dame. Nobody there to support us from Syracuse, just us. So yeah, that was a special moment. And something about that game is after the game, we had some alumni there. We had Skylar, Jordan, and another guy, Matt, there to support us. So that was amazing to see.
Awesome. So with the team, you were under Coach McIntyre. Syracuse is
Right.
currently celebrating his 10 years being at Syracuse. What is maybe one word of advice or your favorite memory with Coach McIntyre?
I wouldn't say there's one. There's a lot, but I can't put my finger on one. I would say just our back and forth relationship. We both wanted to win so bad, and we both outspoken people, so we maybe bumped heads a little bit in a good way, and always held each other accountable. So just from getting there, being 17 years old, and him saying to me, like, you're not a freshman. There's no such thing as a freshman in my program. It's time for you to step up and lead this team in whatever way you can, contribute whatever you can. Just right away gave me a lot of respect for him and showed that he had my best interest always.
So online currently at Qs.com, they're voting max 11, and
Right.
you are one of the nominations, of course. Would being selected onto that 11 have any meaning to you, any significance, or not really?
I would say yes, just because so many great players have gone through the program and great players in many different eras. So it'd be interesting to see how people rank us amongst each other. It's definitely a friendly competition. We're all friends regardless. I can reach out to any one of those guys on the list if I need anything. But just to compare and see how other people feel is not a bad thing.
So how do you think the Syracuse program best prepared you for the next level, the professional level?
I believe they prepared me for the professional level by, like I said, straight away holding me accountable in everything I do. There was no such thing as a freshman mistake or a rookie mistake. Everything was, we're all equal here. Everybody pulls their own weight. We work hard. We were not one of the flashy, big-time programs. We definitely got down to work and had to earn everybody's respect as the years went on. So just always working hard and taking care of your body and being accountable and knowing that everything you do will affect your future. That helped me from the start.
Being an MLS SuperDraftee, sometimes there's a stigma that there is a chip on your shoulder. Do you think some of that really carried over to your time being selected by Orlando and having to earn that spot, which you have really done so far? You have earned the spot. You're getting minutes, which is great for a SuperDraft player, and you're now called up to the Canadian national team. Could you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely being a super draft player, it feels like you have more to live up to because nobody really expects anything from you. It's kind of, the draft has to happen really, so it's kind of some people feel like they had to pick you. So I always just said to myself, you're there for a reason, and just go show what you can do. It stems back to even before being drafted by Orlando City, just my decision to actually go to college, and people will say, oh, you're wasting 4 years of your life. That's 4 years you could have got your foot in the door at a professional level. So just everything coming full circle and being in a position like this is amazing and truly blessed.
Yeah. Last question. I want to briefly talk about your debut with the Canadian national team. It was in the 2019 Gold Cup. First of all, getting called up and making that squad, how was that for you? And then also making your debut, I believe it was against Cuba?
Right, against Cuba. Making the squad was an amazing feeling. I believe I only got called into one camp before that squad, so I did not have a strong feeling that I would make the squad for the Gold Cup because it's such a big tournament. You know, they might want to bring more experienced players if something happens. But I think where I was at the time with Orlando, I was playing a lot of games, really just getting better every week. So I think the coaches took notice to that and right away wanted to give me a taste of what it was to be a men's player. It was an honor to get that call and to finally see my name and my face in the full squad alongside everyone's names with guys like obviously like Alfonso, older players like Atiba and Scotty Arfield. Just being alongside those guys, the guys that I was watching while I was in college, was an amazing feeling and everything I wanted dream come true.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining me, Kamal. With Citrus TV Sports, I'm Eli Lesser with Kamal Miller. Thank you guys.